And now the next candidates for State School Superintendent, will you please come up? Mr. Jeff Sexton and Richard Woods.
Now, this forum is expected to last until about 8:30 this evening. We'll have more at 9:25 during the Elko Foxborough One News.
It is a privilege to be here tonight, and I appreciate the invitation to come out. My name is Richard Woods, and I'm running for the Republican nomination for the office of State School Superintendent. And I come to you tonight not as a politician or an individual who has worked in politics, but simply as an educator who knows what works. And first of all, I can give you this promise as well. If we keep doing what we've been doing, we're going to keep getting what we've been getting. And because of that, I submit to you a plan that will lead us to educational success within our state. And this plan involves basically 3 simple steps. First of all, we must put common sense back in education. By doing so, we will create a curriculum that is appropriate and attainable for all levels of learners. And furthermore, with our curriculum, we will have a curriculum that demands that we master reading, writing, and math in the primary grades of K through 5. We must have this solid foundation to ensure the success and future growth of all of our schools, and so that we may see the success for each and every child that walks through our door. When addressing our curriculum, we must give our students choice, but we must also train them and prepare them for the future. In this, we will give them a solid personal finance component. It will be a financial component that teaches them about the greatness of capitalism. It will teach them about our fair market society, and it will prepare them for the future so that they can succeed within our nation. And furthermore, we will teach these young people about the greatness of America. We will teach them about the Constitution, the truth about our heritage, so that they may become active and knowledgeable and informed participants within our political system. And furthermore, as well, we need to look at giving choice in the diploma selection. Let's offer our kids variety. Let them gravitate towards their strengths. Just as you and I as adults will gravitate towards that which we like, we enjoy, and which we are good at, allow our students to do this as well. Whether it's technical college, whether within our university path it means a liberal arts or either science, math direction, let's give that to them. And secondly, we need to look at returning education back to Georgia. As a constitutionalist and one who believes in the intent of our founding fathers, I know what this means. And this means that, first of all, we must allow our country or our state to take back the right to govern Constitution based under the 10th Amendment. We need to make sure that Georgia governs education, because we know what is best for our kids and not some bureaucrat up in Washington, D.C. And finally, in this area, we need to allow our teachers to do what is best, and that is to close their doors and teach. We need to give them the time to do so. We need to give them the support and make sure that they do have what is necessary to fulfill the job they have. Again, my name is Richard Woods, and I look forward to serving you as the next state school superintendent.
I'm here tonight, my name is Jeff Sexton. I'm here tonight on behalf of Kara Willis. She's the Libertarian running for state school superintendent. Kara is a 17-year veteran and has been in the classroom that entire time. First teaching theater and now language arts. For the first half of her career, she worked prior to No Child Left Behind. She knows what that environment was once like. For the second half of her career, she's been in the classroom actively battling the frustrations that every teacher experiences with No Child Left Behind. Kara stresses 2 things above all else: community and accountability. Education is, above all else, individual initiative with community support. The student must take the initiative to learn. Parents, teachers, administrators, and community leaders must foster this initiative. Fostering this initiative may take different forms in different communities, and Kara feels that this is perfectly okay. For example, if Moultrie wants to use a more agricultural base, while, say, Kennesaw, with its more business-based, wants to stress the business model more. That's perfectly cool. If that works for that community, that should be allowed. Education should not the State Department of Education should not mandate a one-size-fits-all system, as the current administration does. Instead, it should be much more individualized, much more focused on the individual student. The one-size-fits-all model is wrong when the federal government forces No Child Left Behind on us, and it is equally wrong when the State Department of Education tries to do it as well. Kira feels that the State Department of Education should be a servant of the local schools and not a tyrant over them. These last two core beliefs in particular are what separate her from all of her other opponents, no matter their party affiliation. Education is an individual initiative with community support, and each member of the education process, students, parents, teachers, administrators, and communities, should be accountable to each other. What was once a partnership has devolved into a disenfranchised blame game, and this must end. The simplest way to do that is to introduce what some people call backpack funding. Funds must follow the student. I ask you to visit Kira's website, willisforstatesuper.com,